Hi, welcome back to Shanahan McNamara Park here in Dunbeg for the second of today's doubleheader, which is the big one of the day. It's the Clare Ladies Senior Football Final between a Banner Ladies outfit seeking a 9th title in a row against the Kilmihil outfit hoping to make it 4th time lucky in terms of meeting the county kingpins in the showpiece. Big news from a team perspective for the Banner is that their captain Niamh O'Dea has been passed fit to play. The county woman will be lining out at top of the left and no doubt will be involved in an awful lot of what the Banner do. It's a Banner team laden with county stars. We'll give you the lineouts with Emma O'Driscoll in goal, Eva O'Dea, Sinead O'Keefe and Niamh Kavanagh in the full back line. Siobhan McMahon, Claire Hare and Louise Woods make up the half back line. Laurie Ryan, the county captain, and Rebecca Doohan make up the midfield pairing. Orla Lynch, Niamh Keane and Ciara Corbett on the 40, with Grania Nolan, Louise Henchy and Niamh O'Dea inside. For Kilmihil, it's a young team with Michaela Glynn in goal, Elena Holleran, Dervla Higgins and Sharon Ryan in the full back line. Carol O'Leary, their captain, Ellie O'Gorman and Kate Coughlin make up the half back line. Midfield pairing of Laura Egan and Ginny Kelly. Ailish Considine, Becky Mahan, Katrina Canlon on the 40, with an inside line of Sarah Brown, Emer Considine and Maria Keane. 4th time for these sides, as we mentioned, to meet in the final. County manager James Murray, he's with us for analysis on this game as well. James, an awful lot of your contingent involved here. I guess it just speaks to the standard of the game that hopefully we're going to see.
Hopefully so, Derek. And to be fair, a lot of them will be used to playing in Dunbeg because, I suppose over the last couple of years we made Dunbeg our home as a county, as a county ground, and that swirling breeze that you see in Dunbeg or balls dropping short. I'd be hoping the forwards on display wouldn't be letting that happen today if they've played in Dunbeg so often.
Absolutely. In terms of the team news we mentioned there, James, Niamh O'Dea passed fit to play. That's an obvious big boost, but I guess it was always going to happen, wasn't it?
Most definitely. And to be fair to Niamh, she didn't play. She didn't talk against Dora Bearfield in the semi-final. She'd carried an injury into our quarter-final against Tipperary, the All-Ireland quarter-final. Thankfully, she got through that game. But she's been on a 6 to 8 week rehab program, so she was probably maybe not too far off being fully fit. But probably it might be a week or two too early for her. But at the same time, she's too good of a quality of player to leave off the team.
Absolutely. She was mentioned lining out at top of the left in what is a very dangerous looking inside line. Obviously Grania Nolan is going to be central to a lot of what they do, and Louise Henchy shows no signs of stopping.
No, and I don't see Louise lining out at number 14. I think she'll probably take up a midfield role, and what will probably happen is the Banner will play three around the middle, and they'll probably try and isolate Grania and Niamh inside, and Kilmihil will have their hands full with those two, because any club side in the country would love to have those two as your inside line.
From a Kilmihil perspective, we know last year that Ailish had departed on her Australian adventure before the final, which would have been a bit of a loss for them. We'll talk about that in just a second, but just at the moment, the Arán Naveen is about to be played here in Shanahan McNamara Park. The scene is set with a pretty big crowd here in Dunbeg as well to take in this senior final. As we mentioned, James, just before the anthem there, from a Kilmihil perspective, having Ailish and Emer back, an obvious boost. And as well, I guess, the two additions from the market in Carol O'Leary and Ginny Kelly, I mean, they add serious strength.
Yeah, most definitely. And I suppose added to that, Sharon Ryan, or Sharon O'Gorman, as she was known, is back as well. And those 5 players will make a massive difference to Kilmihil. But, let not be said that the Banner didn't start with Emma O'Driscoll or Niamh Keane and in last year's final leader. And, Naomi Carroll is on the bench, and, she's fully fit. So, they definitely have the firepower, on both ends to make a difference if the game does get tight in the second half.
And speaking of strength and depth, it's 40 players listed for the banner here in the programme and 32 for Kilmihil, so certainly strength and depth in terms of numbers in the panel, that's for sure. Also in the management teams as well, a little earlier on I was approached by Kevin Canlon and he asked me to say hello to the Canlons and Kennedys in New York and the Canlons in Cape Cod as well. So hello to you, they're tuned in here to the Clare Champions stream this afternoon for the banner versus Kilmihil, so hopefully an enjoyable game about to unfold here. John McDonough is our referee, a man based up around the North Clare direction, we're told as well, and indeed that breeze that we spoke about is also going to be a factor. It's still there, still blowing down towards the goal here, away to our right hand side, away from the car park end, if you're familiar with Shanahan Park here in Doonbeg, and it looks as if the banner are going to have the aid of it in the first half. Would you expect them, James, to go for the jugular and maybe try and put the game beyond reach early on?
Well, that's what they'll try and do, but at the same time, they'll probably be happy enough, to make sure that they're head of the scoreboard. It's interesting to see, straight away that Louise Woods and Louise Henchy are lining out at midfield, and Nivo D is yet to go into her position. So there is positional switches aplenty, on both teams. Emer Considine and Becky Mahan are lining out at midfield for Kilmihil. So we'll wait to see maybe for the first couple of minutes, to see where players actually do end up.
Yeah, Nivo D seems to be making her way to the top of the right, so we'll wait and see. She'll certainly be a danger woman, as you mentioned, for the banner. We're about to get proceedings underway. It's the 2019 Clare Ladies Senior Final, and straight away it's the banner winning that free through Louise Woods. Referee just calling it back there for a quick second, and he's going to have a word, I think. You see, with one of the players as well. Yeah, he's going to have a chat there with, is it Louise Hinchy that he's looking to call over? Yeah, just early doors, I suppose, laying down the law a little bit, just making sure everything is as it should be. Is going to be a free for the banner, and it's going to be Louise Hinchy to take it. Years and years of experience, and indeed championships in this lady's back pocket as well. In it goes to the aforementioned O'G. First chance for her to try and wriggle clear. Great strength as she gets that ball back around again. Now O'G still on the 45 metre line, plays that long hand pass inside, just wouldn't come to hand there for Orla Lynch on that occasion, and it gives Kilmihil the chance to turn around and clear their lines, and their first chance to build from the back. Ginny Kelly, what a game she had in their semi-final win. Those goals early on, very, very important scores indeed they were against West Clare Gaels on that particular day. Still taking the ball, good pressure put on her. It's being turned over, and Ellie just now, the captain Ellie O'Gorman, striding clear up towards the middle of the park. Laurie Ryan, they'd know each other well from County, obviously. County captain and club captain meeting there in the middle of the park. Ailish Considine, she's heading back down under to continue that Australian adventure that saw her win the women's AFL title with the Crows, the Adelaide Crows, last season. In it comes towards Becky Mahan now. She's a vital player as well for this Kilmihil team. Katrina Canlon has the first shot at the post. Is it going to swirl into the goals? It is, but the referee is bringing it back. He saw a little bit of a foul. It's going to be an advantage. Patient play there from Kilmihil, James, to eke out the opportunity, and that's probably what they need to do, kind of set out their stall early on.
Yeah, no, I suppose from their perspective, they want to try and get a fast start, and if they can put 2 or 3 points on the board. But again, as you can see there, Katrina shot maybe 25-30 metres. I know there was probably a fingertip blocking it, but it dropped short into Emma's hands, and both teams are going to have to be very sure before they're shooting, probably even bring it into the 21, to make sure that the scores go over the bar.
So it will be that first opportunity for Kilmihil to open the scoring, and it'll be the aforementioned Ailish Considine to take the free, wearing the number 10 jersey, just outside the 21 metre line, as you can see there, pretty much dead straight in front of the goal, kicking into the breeze. And should be a relatively simple enough procedure for her. She goes in and straight over the bar. Confident start from Kilmihil, leading by 1 point to no score, just coming up on 3 minutes played here in this game. And it's Emma O'Driscoll. We met her Uncle Des here, Des Crow, just a couple of moments ago. He was taking in proceedings. That first kick out has gone astray into the arms of Maria Keane. Katrina Canlon now plays it outside here towards Elaine O'Halloran. Just wouldn't come to hand though for Elaine, and the referee just spotted a bit of an accidental clash outside there. I think Louise Woods is the player that's down. And that's Shane O'Connell coming back in there again, the physio. Just an accidental clash, just making sure that everything will be okay. Just looking around the field, James, we were expecting the two to be isolated inside. It looks as if that's what the banner are trying to do.
Yeah, that's it exactly. And Laurie Ryan lined out a corner forward. Now she's getting on the ball out around the middle, and she seems to be the third midfielder rather than Louise Hinchy. And she kicks the ball straight into Nivo D.
Ryan to O'D. We've seen that often enough in a county jersey. We're seeing it here in the Banner jersey, and if there was a black card in ladies football, we might be seeing one there as well. The free is worked short, but great interception. Brilliant interception from Ellie O'Gorman, reading that, leading like a captain and bringing it down along this near stand side in Shanahan McNamara Park. Kilmihil 1 point, the Banner no score, just coming up on 5 minutes played here in this Clare Ladies Senior Football Final. Sharon Ryan trying to get that one away. She does indeed get it out towards Sarah Brown. Nice, goes for the return again, playing it inside. Emer Constantine, good fast hands, creating the opportunity. Out we come here now towards Laurie Egan, taking the ball into contact, pulled back. That's going to be another free, another chance for Ailish Considine. And you have to say, James, early doors, Kilmihil very much taking the fight.
Yeah, no, most definitely. You know, I suppose to be fair, down the other end, Niamh O'D tried to take a quick free, you know, and Ellie O'Gorman did very well. And I'd say if she didn't take a quick free, you know, Derval Higgins probably would have got a stern talking to from the referee.
Yeah, it was one of those challenges. If it was a black card in ladies football, I think we would have been seeing one there. But let's just park that discussion for the moment and focus on Ailish Considine. 20 metres out, almost an exact position from where she scored the first, and she scores the second as well. Good solid start for the West Clare outfit. They're leading by 2 points to no score here against the Banner, and the referee is, I think, now maybe going back down a seat to deal with one of those incidents. I'm not quite sure. He's talking there to Ciara Corbett. So maybe he spotted something there. I suppose it's important as well for the referee to lay his stall out early doors as well. Emma O'Driscoll with the ball. She's got the peak cap on as well. We saw the sun playing a big part late on in that intermediate game, so important that everything is held steady inside in that goal line. Siobhan McMahon up to Ciara Corbett. Looked to be a bit of a heavy challenge there, but she's up and gives the ball to Louise Hinchy and plays it down into the corner in towards Grania Nolan. This marksman is well able to do damage as well when she gets in on goal, and she's pulled back there by Kate Coughlin. It's going to be a free in for the Banner. You'd imagine Niamh O'D is the one that's going to take on this. And just the first glimpse there, James, of Grania Nolan's pace when she kicks back and goes. Very, very hard to keep pace.
Exactly that, Derek. And again, I suppose there seems to be a lot of changes in the Kilmihil backs. Kate Coughlin, who was named to start at wing back, is picking up Grania Nolan and Sharon O'Gorman, and Elaine O'Halloran are the two wing backs at the moment.
That free worked short once more, trying to create the opportunity for Niamh Keane, and Niamh Keane puts that ball to the right and puts it wide. So another scoring opportunity gone awry for the Banner as well, which won't be helping them early doors here, as you mentioned, playing with the aid of that strong breeze, and just one of their players I think down there at the moment as well. So a little bit of concern is it for Grania Nolan, that's just down on her haunches at the moment, just being helped there by the physio Shane O'Connell. Not quite sure what happened there. I think the referee is coming out to the lines. Is it Sarah Cahill? Yeah, Sarah Cahill is here on this near side. Something obviously off the ball. I don't know if Sarah had her eyes peeled, she'd have spotted it. In fairness to Grania, not the kind of player that goes to ground too handy. She's made a good stuff. She's lamenting her case there to John McDonough, but she doesn't seem to be getting too far. So just maybe herself and Kate Coughlin getting to know each other a little bit early on here. It's going to be a free in though. Niamh Keane's shot pulled back, the advantage was played, so it's going to be a free in, and Nolan has got back up onto her feet. She'll have a shot at goal. Their first two went short, they got nothing from it, so surely she'll have a split of the post. That's what she does, trying to chip it in, judging the breeze, and does that nicely. 2 points to 1. It's Kilmihil leading the Banner in a game that's competitive so far, James.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Kilmihil have made a bright start. You know, they seem to be very, very patient on the ball, and they're trying to make sure that they get the quality ball into their inside line.
Kick out going short, and it's Ailish Constantine who comes back to try and pick that one up in now towards Carol O'Leary, linking back around with O'Gorman. Just nice patient play from Kilmihil, just waiting to try and create that opportunity inside. Maria Keane comes back, linking back up with the cousin Ailish Considine. Left and right, Chicken Cookert goes long this time, just trying to read the break inside. Ginny Kelly is the one that's found the space. She's been deployed towards the edge of the square. Rebecca Doohan was the one picking her up. Still trying to work it back around. That's a kick there from Katrina Callan that's dropping dangerously, but Emma O'Driscoll dealt with that very, very confidently indeed and gets the ball away from goal, and good solid defending too it was. Louise Hinchy picking it up now on the 20 metre line. Clare Hare, her attentions will be turning to Camogie next weekend with her native Vina Kilnamona, as well as they go in search of defending their Clare Camogie title. At the moment though, it's the big ball that's in her mind, but at the moment it's in the possession of Ailish Considine. Nice little interchange again. Niamh Keane dropping deep. under good strong pressure there from Niamh Keane. Long ball inside and good defending too it was there by Evo D. Good strong defending. Gets it out here to Gráinne Nolan, who's come deep to win this one and looks up, picks out a nice little pass. Ciara Corbett being tracked there by Elena Holland, and Laurie Ryan now comes forward, breaks in, tries to take the play into the centre. Niamh O'Dea is the target here. She's trying to make space for that left foot. Kilmihil players will be well used to that one. Louise Hinchey darts in, takes the ball from O'Dea, hits it in towards the crossbar. It hits the crossbar and comes back down, and it's gathered up. And Michaela Glynn, nice and cool under pressure there she was, and she lets Carol O'Leary off down along that far side of the pitch. We've seen the crossbar and the stanchion play a part already here in Doonbeg this afternoon, but on this occasion it was cleared, and it's Kilmihil who can come away with it through Becky Mahan. Becky Mahan back now to Ailish Constantine. Louise Hinchey goes off after her, looking to put that pressure on. Remember, Kilmihil playing into the breeze here, but leading by 2 points to 1. And our commentary sponsors here, the Clare in Simon and Francis Credit Unions as well. We thank them for their support, not only of the commentary but of course of the Clare Ladies football in recent times as well. Big chance here, and it's a goal. Somehow Emer Considine stole inside the cover. She was picked out with that ball dropping short. She was alert to it, nipped in and slammed it home. No chance there for Emma O'Driscoll. Big score early on. Kilmihil 1-2, the Banner 1 point. You have to wonder how, of all people, Emer Considine was left free.
Real predatory instincts. I suppose, to be fair to Sinead O'Keefe, she was close by, but the ball dropped short from miss hit shot, and no better player than Emer to put the ball in the back of the net.
That's a big score to which the Banner must now try and respond. It's Laurie Ryan letting Orla Lynch down that far side, and Gráinne Nolan now cutting in, making the angle. Nolan with the shot, but that's well cut out inside. Good defending from the Kilmihil backline now as they'll try and work it clear again. It's Ailish dropping deep, Ailish Constantine that is, on the 44, her own 45 metre line. 1-2 to Kilmihil. The Banner 1 point in this Clare Ladies Senior Football Final. The 4th time they've met. The Banner going for 9 in a row, and it's Kilmihil on the attack again, dropping it in towards Emer Constantine. Takes the challenge, takes the shot. Oh, it hits the underside of the crossbar, and down it comes, and Emma O'Driscoll is the one taking it clear. Sarah Brown was hanging around inside trying to get on the end of that rebound, but very much a Kilmihil team in the ascendancy, James, at the moment in terms of the attack, and very unlucky not to have a second goal.
Yeah, and those long deliveries seem to be causing consternation, even though the Banner are deploying a sweeper. But to be honest, I don't think before too long that you may see Laurie Ryan back in the full back line for the Banner.
Niamh O'Dea trying to create that opening inside and pull back, and that's going to be a free for them. Again, just taking that little bit of time to settle, where Laurie Ryan, as we mentioned, out around the middle of the park at the moment, but certainly Emer Considine is a handful inside herself. Katrina Canlon and Becky Mahan, I think, is hanging around there as well. So it's very much a Kilmihil forward line that is capable of causing trouble. Gráinne Nolan takes the free. She's capable of scoring, which is what she does. Good response to the goal for them. They needed to get that next score. Kilmihil 1-2, the Banner 2 points. Early stages here in this Clare Ladies Senior Football Final. Jenny Kelly offering herself as the option there outside for the kick out, as Ellie O'Gorman now takes it on, and Kate Coughlin comes up along this near side of the pitch as she takes that ball on. It's Elena Holland that has it now as she goes up towards the oncoming run there, and just perhaps saw the challenge coming there from Niamh Keane, and all her years of experience just saw her turn that ball over, and she released Gráinne Nolan, but she can't get away there too handy from Ellie O'Gorman. And now we come down along this near side again with Niamh O'Dea into Gráinne Nolan. It's a combination that's going to try and link up several times, you'd imagine, during this game, and just Nolan being forced to take that shot from distance. Michaela Glynn will take that in, the youngster that's also in St Michael's in Kilmihil as well. Won that minor B title against Meath a couple of years ago as well, so very much an experienced goalkeeper. It was a foot trip there. It certainly looked as if Louise Woods ran into the back of Katrina Canlon, and in fairness to John McDonough, he spotted that one handy enough, and that's going to be a free for Kilmihil.
Just as that ball was being played in, Dervla Higgins and Niamh O'Dea seem to be having a good battle. Dervla was beaten in an Ireland intermediate final with Galway there 2 weeks ago, and she'll definitely physically be able to match Niamh O'Dea. It'll be interesting to see what happens over the next while with that battle.
We'll certainly be keeping an eye on that, no doubt about it. We're also keeping an eye on Maria Keane at the moment as she takes the ball up towards the 20 metre line, looks to get the support on the wraparound. It comes to from Sarah Brown. Sarah Brown from a tight angle drops that one short again, and It's the second or third time that has happened, and this time it's dropping into the waiting arms of Emma O'Driscoll, and the ball is being cleared. Eva O'D gives it outside here to Clare Hare, coming down along this near stand side, being met outside there by the centre forward Becky Mahan, and so too there is Emer Considine. Maybe Emer's a bit too rugby-fied, shall we say, at the moment. The Emernator with a little bit of a rugby style tackle there on Eva O'D as she goes to ground. But what a start she's going to be spoken to. Could we be looking at a yellow here? Is that why he's talking to her? No, I don't think so. Just going to have a quick chat and tell her, remind her it's ladies football.
I suppose to be honest, from a Kilmihil perspective, they seem to be laying down a marker and making sure that that the Banner know that they're in the game, and no more so than that tackle from Emer to make sure that Evo D didn't break up the peel.
I suppose that's what you kind of have to do as the underdog when you're coming up against the team like that. Kind of put out the muscles early and tell them that they're in for a battle.
Yeah, that's it exactly. And to be fair, Kilmihil will be delighted with the start. Playing into the elements and being 3 points up, and not everything seems to be going right for the Banner. Grania Nolan has dropped 2 or 3 balls into the goalie's hands, and the Banner won't be pleased with that. And the longer those things keep happening, the more of a chance Kilmihil have in this game.
Louise Hinchy taking that free after Ellie O'Gorman had fouled Niamh Keane on that occasion. It's Niamh now that takes that ball off, trying to release the on-running Ciara Corbett outside her. In towards the in-line she goes, wraps it back around to Niamh Keane again. Once more that Kilmihil defence nice and sturdy. Corbett linking now. Niamh O'D has the chance on the left peg, and now she produces the finish. All she needs is that half step on the turn. When you see that whip coming, James, there's usually only one result.
Yeah, that's it, and that's a trademark score from Eve. And to be fair, if we were watching any game, men's or women, you'd be proud of that score, and it was an excellent score, turning on her left foot and just get it inside the right post. And
a good response as well, you have to say, from the Banner in terms of conceding that goal. They've got the next 2 points and probably just killed the momentum of the goal a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. But at the same time, Kilmihil seems to be very patient in their play. They seem to be getting their kickouts off, working the ball up, and trying to create their chances and putting a long ball in teamer, which it's a ply that seems to be causing the Banner problems at the moment.
Yeah, we'll get those kick-out stats again from the Kilmihil man, Shane Lorrigan, at half-time. He'll be keeping those for us as well. And at the moment, a foul committed there on that occasion on Laura Egan, and she takes that free quickly into the hands of Ailish Considine. Ailish tries to go direct, just overcooked that one a little bit, just tried to maybe allow for the elements in terms of trying to hold it up, and the ball goes to the right and it goes wide. So a lot of rearranging to be done in terms of trying to pick out that kick-out strategy, and just over the head there, and the Banner can now build from the back again with Clare Hare as she goes in towards open ground. Ailish Considine tracking back along with her. She's got plenty of options inside. One of them there is Orla Lynch, and suddenly she's in a little bit of space, cutting in along the angle, and that one just clears the crossbar as it flashes over the bar. There'll be questions asked in the Kilmihil defence how such a quadrant of space opened up there. Orla Lynch was left on her own, cut in and fired it over. We're back to a 1-point game, and Kilmihil defensively just need to be that little bit tighter.
Having said that, even though there was 2 players that touched the ball, Clare Hare and Orla Lynch, it was an excellent kick out from Emma O'Driscoll, to get over the Kilmihil wing forward. And in fairness to Clare Hare, she ran 60 yards, popped Orla Lynch, and it was an excellent score from Orla.
1-2 for Kilmihil, 4 points for the Banner in this Clare Ladies Senior Football Final in Dunbeg, with the strong breeze blowing in favour of Banner Ladies in this opening period. It's Louise Woods that comes short to take that kick, that sideline kick it was from Hinchy, as she comes back in towards the middle of the park again, trying to spread the play wide, trying to get it right the way across, but brilliant work outside by the Kilmihil defenders, and coming away with it is Coughlin now as she comes up and tries to pick it up. Yeah, Dervla Higgins is the one that has it at the moment. Into the centre comes, and it's going to be just worked short, and still trying to pick it up. Ailish Considine has it now. Dervla Higgins and Niamh O'D having a right hold battle, as James mentioned a couple of moments ago. The Considine sisters linking up, and Sinead O'Keefe having a right hold battle too with Emer Considine, and it looks as if she's come out the worst of it, and Emer somehow has the free. Well, it certainly was a free, but just again, play slowing down. This will all suit Kilmihil just to, I suppose, kill the game a little bit. They have the lead, just to upset the flow of the Banner and try and impose their own game.
Yeah, that's it exactly. And I suppose, in a funny way, the Banner seem to be alternating markers on Emer Considine. In that 1 minute it's Sinead O'Keefe picking her up, and the next minute it's Clare Hare, and they're trying to implement a sweeper. But but to be fair to Kilmihil, because they're very patient, they're making sure that she is getting quality ball, and her sister Ailish gave her a lovely ball there, to win a free in the Banner, or Kilmihil have a free, 45 metres out now.
And no doubt is Ailish thinking about having a cut. She beckoned for Elaine Holland there to go sharp, but instead gives it across to her captain, Ellie O'Gorman, takes it confidently forward, pops it inside, and Ailish did well there to get in ahead of Louise Hinchy, has the shot at goal, and this one has gone to the left and wide. A well-worked move that she did very well to nip in there ahead of Louise Hinchy on that occasion. Just couldn't find the finish. It remains 1-2 to 4 points, but if you're going to take down the Kingpins, James, every chance needs to go over.
And that chance, is case in point. Kilmihil will need to have their wides and their shooting efficiency, really high. But they need to be making those, taking those chances as the game goes on.
Niamh Kavanagh is going to take this free after a foul on Siobhan McMahon as she won the break, and we're going to have an early change here, I think, too, for Kilmihil. Just wait and see over on that far side who's making their way off. We'll pick that up in just a very quick second. So free taken, and it's going to be turned over, and it's going to be Ciara Coughlin, I think, is it number 18 that's coming in. Perhaps this is Sarah Brown that's midway. We'll confirm that in just a second, but we'll stay with the action for the moment as it's here at the back for the Kilmihil girls, building up along that far side, right in front of the dugout they come, in a nice little crossfield pop pass now in here once more in towards Constantine now as she builds that ball right up the field. Constantine's coming off the shoulder, but it's well blocked down there by Louise Hinchy, and Ailish picks it up and still storming through. Now we're coming with Becky Mahan still coming through into the central. There's options across if she can try and get it over. She does get it over. It goes all the way in, but it can't be allowed. It was a hand pass that went all the way in, so therefore it can't count. Nobody got a touch on it. If there was even half a block on it, you could give it as a deflection, but that goal won't stand. Kilmihil having the ball in the back of the net, but it won't stand. It's going to be a free out for the banner. Some of the crowd here are getting very excited to our left hand side, but no, it remains 1-2 for Kilmihil, 4 points for the banner, and it's Laurie Ryan, the county captain, that has the ball in her possession, trying to get that ball long inside, but again it's well read. And it's Sharon Ryan, to give her proper title. She was Sharon O'Gorman when we were in school together as well, James, but she made the plunge lately and took Philip's name. Philip, who scored a goal here, of course, against Kilmurray Bricken in the senior championship last evening here in Dunbeg as well. So Sharon Ryan bringing the ball out from that defence on that occasion, and the referee again just stopping the play. It's a little bit stop-start, James, hard to get into flow at the moment.
Yeah, no, but again, it's going to suit Kilmihil because the longer it stays like this, and they can keep chipping away, the banner are going to get frustrated. No more so than that. Laurie Ryan trademark run, and she kicked it into the extra Kilmihil defender, and the longer that happens, the more of a chance Kilmihil will have in this game.
Ailish Constantine trying to pick out Ciara Coughlin on that occasion, but it was the banner defence standing firm. And Louise Hinchy now bringing it out onto her own 45 metre line, wearing the number 14 jersey, but as James mentioned in the build-up, didn't expect her to fulfil that particular role, and she hasn't. So Niamh O'Dea has had to come deep to try and win ball. The referee though somehow got between ball and player, and he's going to have to hop it to bring it. Niamh O'Dea going in for that along with Emer Constantine, and it's Laurie Ryan who profits now from the break, but looking up, she's only got one player in a very advanced position, and I think there could be a bit of a talking to coming here as well from John McDonough. Big hit going in there, I think. Was it on Ailish? Yeah, Emer's up here in front of us. It was Ailish that took the bang on that occasion. And two county teammates coming together. And the referee, now this could be a big call. He's having a long talk with Laurie Ryan, but I think she's escaping too much, but she's limping away from it. So the last thing that the banner ladies need is someone like Laurie Ryan picking up an early bang. She looks like she'll be okay though, James. She's a player that has a few of those per game. Yeah, no, I know she takes a lot of punishment in games, but no, she'll be fine. I've just noticed, Derek, the banner brought Niamh O'Dea deeper out the field to try and get possession. Kilmihil will be delighted with that because Grania Nolan, will find it hard inside their own, if there is Kilmihil body. So the longer that stays, again, the better it is for Kilmihil in this game. It's probably a surprising move given that they're playing with the aid of the breeze. You'll be saying once you work it up towards the middle third, you'll be letting it off, and Niamh is well capable of fighting for her own ball inside. Yeah, no, but even if we look at the picture now, there's no banner forward inside the Kilmihil 45, and there's 3 Kilmihil defenders, and they have all the time in the world to work it out patiently and make sure that they can build and try and find Emer inside down the other end. Yeah, everybody has dropped back. There's no attacking banner player now, probably just inside their own 45 metre line at the moment, so they've certainly retreated because And it's probably early to be doing that as well. 1-2 to 4 points. They trailed just by a single point, and we're coming up towards the 20-minute marker thereabouts. And suddenly the ball is through. Now big scoring opportunity opening up here. Ciara Coughlin just on the field, rolls it home. Emer Considine taking that long ball, looking up, popping the pass to Ciara Coughlin just on the field, the substitute. Emma O'Driscoll advanced, she rolled it coolly home. A really, really good finish. Didn't panic when the keeper came out. 2-2 Kilmihil. The banner, 4 points. Looks as if the champions are on the ropes.
No, exactly as I said, Derek. Eilish, a brilliant pass into Emer. Emer drew the defender, put Ciara Coughlin through, and she calmly started past Emma O'Driscoll. But the banner are responding straight away, and Niamh O'Dea's on a 40-metre run, about to kick, and she drops it into Michaela Glenn's hands, and Kilmihil fans celebrate.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? I mean, with the breeze, and I mean the Clare senior football manager Colin Collins, we've often spoken to him in build-up to games, and he has often mentioned that a ball dropping short like that, he describes it as a cardinal sin, and it's very hard to argue with him because you're giving the attacking team or the defending team the platform to attack straight away.
Exactly, and that's happened. And Maria Keane has the ball, or Jenny Kelly has the ball outside the banner 45, and it's back to Eilish again in the quarterback position, looking for that long ball inside, but this time Sinead O'Keefe is going to cut the ball out.
Yeah, and it was almost gone through there as well. Laura Egan had drifted inside. Ciara Coughlin though putting on real pressure and forcing the ball across to Eva O'Dean, playing it a little bit of a dangerous ball out there to Clare Hare, but she did well to duck the head and win possession, but she's under all sorts of pressure there from Becky Mahan, not letting her out too handy. Has to spin away. Referee tells him play on. He's not giving anything there. It's Orla Lynch now taking it forward. The hard running Grania Nolan almost got the ball through there, but it's going to be tidied up again in that Kilmihil defence, who are doing it handy at the moment. Sharon Ryan taking that one on and looking up, and she has Elena Holland there coming off her shoulder as she takes it on. Again, Elaine, look how easily they seem to be working it out. There's not a hand being laid on them, and they'll be very pleased with that. Maria Keane now taking it on up towards the middle of the park. Louise Hinchy out in front of her, and again, just all very patient from Kilmihil, very controlled, very composed. It's Ellie O'Gorman now just swatting off the challenge there. Niamh Keane gives it back outside here now towards Elaine O'Halloran. Elaine turns around, gets the call from the captain. Elaine looks to have taken a little bit of a knock there on that occasion, but she'll continue on. Emer Considine scoops that ball up, but good tackling from Louise Woods. Good, real strong tackling as well. But Emer looks across, tries to play that ball across, but Niamh Kavanagh reads that really well. Just stood in, and as I say that, then allows Laura Egan to come in and pick it up once more. Gives it back to Eilish Considine now coming forward. This is a real purple patch for Kilmihil, and they need to make it count even more on the scoreboard as Maria Keane has that shot. It's going to drop short inside. It's there to be won, and it's going to be won by Kilmihil. Emer Considine coming off the shoulder. Becky Mahan picks her out. She's pushed down to the ground. That's going to be a free in. It was the easiest free I think that John McDonough will give all day. Real sustained pressure from Kilmihil. In terms of work rate, James, just come back to this last passage of play when Ellie O'Gorman and Lena Holland were coming out. They did it so easy. Like, the work rate from the banner is nowhere near where it needs to be.
No, I suppose in the banner's minds at the moment, they're probably waiting for it to happen, more so than actually making it happen, but to be fair to Kilmihil, they're working very hard off the ball. Becky Mahan did work very hard to try and dispossess Clare Hare, that last banner attack, but at the same time, Emer Considine is on her third different marker. The banner now have moved Louise Woods on her, and probably, player for player, Louise is probably the most capable of marking Emer, because she's very quick and she's very robust, and it'll be interesting to see will she quieten Emer's influence in the game, because it is very big at the moment.
Eilish Considine slotted over that free, won by her sister Emer to extend their lead even further. 2-3 to 4 points. They now lead the banner, with the champions having to fight for their title if they're going to make it that 9th consecutive crown. Clare Hare coming forward, giving it out there to Ciara Corbett. Corbett just coming infield, having to turn back and look for the support runner there. The support runner at that particular time was Rebecca Doohan. Niamh Keane is the woman in possession now. She's just fouled on that occasion. Herself and Ellie O'Gorman having a right hold battle there, and it's going to be a free in for the banner. And maybe is it Niamh O'Dea that's going to come out to have a pop at this? Yeah, she's just beyond the 45-metre line. In fact, maybe 30 yards out or thereabouts, but kicking into kicking with the breeze. She'll surely angle this out from left to right. and try and bring it back in over that crossbar. It's a score that the Banner really could do with, trailing by 2, 3 to 4 points. That's what Niamh does, measures it brilliantly. In front of goal like that, she's never going to miss. But you'd have to be worried from a Banner perspective, James, about the lack of scoring chances they've created from play. Again, as we mentioned, playing with the conditions.
And just as we say that, Naomi Carroll is after coming onto the pitch, and she'll be one player that the Banner will look to try and create goal chances, because they haven't created goal chances in this first 20 minutes of the first half, whereas down the other end of the pitch, every time Kilmihil attack, they seem to be finding it very easy getting to get in behind the Banner full back line. Yeah,
Orla Lynch is the player making way, and great to see Naomi Carroll back after that cruciate injury picked up with the Clare ladies if I'm not mistaken, the All-Ireland quarter-final against Meath 12 months ago. So great to see her back, and of course that piece we did with her in the Clare Champion on her recovery, she spoke very openly and candidly about that journey and those long nights in the gym in Cratloe, going through the routine, going through what she had to do, and thankfully from her perspective back in competitive action now with a couple of months as well. On the field here for this Clare ladies senior football final, as she's going to have to try and dig out those goal chances that James spoke about. Maria Keane has the ball. She's fouled there on that occasion by Louise Henchy, and that'll just allow Kilmihil again once more just to take the spark out of it a little bit. And Ailish Constantine, you can certainly see how defensive the Banner have gone, flooding behind their own 45-metre line at the moment. What a catch that is from Becky Mahon. Turns and pops it over. That's a wonderful score. Free in from Ailish Constantine. Becky Mahon went up into the clouds, took it down, and on the spin slotted it over. A score of real quality, back to a double score game. Kilmihil 2-4, the Banner 5 points. One of the scores of the day, James.
Unbelievably so, and to be fair, Kilmihil have a very distinct game plan in that that they're driving the ball in long into Emer, into Becky, and both those girls are well able to win the ball in the air, and it's causing the Banner major problems.
Niamh Keane with the ball at the moment up towards the middle of the park, but just again you can see that playing such a retreated kind of a game, there's no real options even forward when they make that break. But Niamh O'Dea will try and shrug off the challenge there of Dervla Higgins. Not too easy to do. O'Dea has the shot at goal. That's a really good score as well from Niamh O'Dea. All she needs, as I mentioned, is that half a yard of space. Cuts inside, slots it over with the left peg, cuts it back to a 4-point game. Kilmihil 2 goals and 4. The Banner 6 points in this Clare Ladies Intermediate Football Final. And we'll be watching the clock for half time. I'd say we're not too far away from it at the moment. And what a first half it has been for Kilmihil. Goals from Emer Considine and indeed from Ciara Coughlin as well, allied to that scoring tally that they have. 2-4 to 6 points, a 4-point lead. And the referee just at the moment, I think, calling for a hot ball. He does. Yeah, it does just that. 22 minutes played, we're being told, as Naomi Carroll plays that ball inside towards Grania Nolan. But she gathered that first time. She had turned inside, but she gives it back to Naomi again. Naomi, one of those players, very handy to spot with that headband. Grania Nolan swinging the boot at that. That's a really, really good score. On the spin from Grania Nolan, herself and Naomi Carroll linking up over on that far side, back to a 3-point game. And maybe that could be the score now that gets the champions motoring, James.
Yeah, but at the same time, Derek, it was a great score, but the Banner don't seem to be penetrating the Kilmihil defence. Niamh and Grania have to earn their scores and kick the scores from distance.
So half-time whistle has been blown. Yeah, it was 2 minutes about that left is what we should have said. So half-time whistle blown. Kilmihil 2 goals and 4. It's the Banner 7 points. A 3-point lead for Kilmihil at the break, James, having played into the conditions. I mean, it probably goes without saying they'll be pleased so far.
They'll be absolutely delighted, Derek, because this time last year and probably over the last 3 years, the Banner have probably been out of sight at half-time and come out in the second half and put them to the sword. Whereas now the Banner are going to have to really, go in at half-time, come up with a more distinctive game plan to try and create the goal chances, because to be fair, Kilmihil's game plan, it's working a treat. Emer Considine and Becky Mahon causing massive consternation, and they've created probably 3 goal chances and taken 2 of them, and that's what they need to do if they're going to win this game.
I'm going to call over one of your county selectors, James, because at the moment he's wearing his Kilmihil hat. Indo Holleran is just coming up to have a quick chat with us here at half time. From a Kilmihil perspective, 3 points up, having played into the breeze. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it's very competitive, Derek. Thankfully this year, I think our girls are doing very well. Probably the better side in the first half, but still very tight,
Yeah, we said, James mentioned there in commentary that there's a real sense of Kilmihil laying down a marker. There's quite robust challenges going in. They're not sitting back and accepting the underdog's tag. They're taking the fight to them.
No, they seem to have a bit of a game plan going there today. They're not sending back. Every ball has been competed for, and it's paying dividends at the moment anyway.
Confident that they can push on in the second half?
Oh, jeez, hopefully, Derek. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll do it. Yeah, thanks.
Well, man, in the Holland there, Clare ladies selector, of course, and Kilmihil clubman as well. Half time here, it's Kilmihil in the ascendancy at the moment, leading the banner by those 4 points. We're back with the second half very, very shortly indeed. Now you're welcome back to Shanahan McNamara Park here in Dunbeg for the second half of the Clare Ladies Senior Football Final. It's the Banner versus Kilmihil, and at the moment it's the challengers, Kilmihil, holding the advantage by 2-4 to 7 points, a 3-point lead. Okay, so we're being told now that the referee's book at the moment has 2 goals and 5, so I'm not quite sure where that extra point came from, but Kilmihil won't mind too much. We'll just adjust our scoreboard there. The Banner 7 points, Kilmihil 2 goals and 5. Not quite sure, as I mentioned, where those scores came from, but if that's what the referee has in his book, that's what's going to be the official tally at the end of the game. So the Banner even further behind, or Kilmihil further in front, depending what way you want to look at it. James, in terms of how this second half is going to pan out, the breeze at Kilmihil's back, the chance there for the last 3 years of hurt to be extinguished. I mean, it's all set up to be a real ding-dong.
Very much so. You know, they have a real live chance now, and you know, it'll be interesting to see now. The Banner's backs are to the wall. It'll be interesting to see how they come out and they start the second half, because you know, while Kilmihil have a 4-point lead, if they get the first couple of scores in the second half, then you're in real danger territory for the Banner. But you know, at the same time, you know, they haven't created any goal chances, and if they do, you know, I do believe that Niamh O'Dea and Gráinne Nolan can probably, you know, put Kilmihil to the sword. But you know, as long as Kilmihil don't give away those goal chances, you know, their name could be on the cup in 30 minutes time.
Absolutely, and we see the Banner have just made their way back out onto the field, and their midfield pairing again once more will be Louise Woods and Louise Hinchy going up against Emer Considine and Becky Mahan at the moment. Naomi Carroll here in front of us lining out at wing forward. We don't think there's been any other half-time changes from what we can just spot just at the minute. Ginny Kelly inside there looking as well on being picked up by the Banner Ladies centre-back Clare Herr as well. That's going to be a good battle. It's Kilmihil 4 points to the good, 2-5 to 7 points as the referee gets this second half underway. The Clare Ladies senior title there for grabs for whoever wants to take it. Kilmihil with one hand on it at half-time as they held that half-time lead. Let's see, can they drive on in the second 30 minutes, or will the champions wrest it back as they try and make it 9 titles in a row? Kilmihil with the breeze at their back as they do it, playing the ball across here to Eilish Considine, who has been just sitting back in the pocket and picking out those passes, and at this occasion she found Ginny Kelly. Good challenge there between herself and Clare Herr, and Clare Herr is the one that brings it away. Plays it up that same wing towards Siobhan McMahon, but that's turned over again. Good work rate from Kilmihil, and a nice little threaded pass through there to Kelly once more in towards Maria Keane. Now she puts down the shoe and tries to cut inside. A lovely little offload as she tries to get it inside once more. It's Mahan with the strike. Becky Mahan takes the kick, but that one goes to the left and it goes wide. Again, that high intensity, James, that high work rate. I mean, the Banner's turnover statistics, some of their stats in the first half were good, but I'd imagine turnovers you wouldn't want to look at.
No. And again, there, Clare Herr coming out with the ball, sloppy pass, and Kilmihil, but you know, failed to take the chance. But they've won the kick out, and it's bounced back off the post. And again, Maria Keane has it. Does she put it over the bar? She does. Yeah. They'll go into a 5-point lead.
They certainly do. It all happened there as the ball hit the inside of the post. Maria Keane was quickest to react, turned around onto the right boot and just angled it over the crossbar. Kilmihil stretched their lead even further. It's a healthy one now at the moment, at 5 points with that breeze behind them. Kick out one there outside by Ciara Corbett, with the Banner now really in the trenches, really fighting for their title. Eva O'Dea playing it up along that stance, or their far side over by the dugouts, trying to find Clare Herr. The ball just had a little bit too much on it, and it's Ginny Kelly who will go over to take that line ball with the breeze at her back. Kilmihil leading 2-6 to 7 points. Those 2 goals in the opening half from Emer Considine and Ciara Coughlin proving big scores here in this game so far. We've already seen Cura Clare crowned the intermediate champions in late drama. Megan Downs is free, fighting its way to the net from distance before a late penalty just went to the wrong side of the post, and Cura Clare capturing, as Joe Gary told us, the first intermediate title in 30 years and just a second in the club's history. So a big night ahead in the Sugan village for them, no question or doubt about that. Referee just holding up the play at the moment. An injury over on the far side. When play resumes, it'll be Eilish Considine in possession, and if you were JJ O'Dea and his management team, James, at this point, I mean, how do you go about rescuing it?
They've made one real tactical change, in that even though she was there for the throw-in, Niamh O'Dea is now out around the middle, and she's been followed by her shadow, in Dervla Higgins, she probably wants to do what Ailish Consa did in the first half for Kilmihil, and play that quarterback role and give quality ball into Gráinne Nolan and Eve Keane. But again, the Banner still haven't settled in at the start of the second half, and this stop-start nature of the game, is definitely suiting Kilmihil at the moment.
Thankfully, it's Becky Mahan on the far side there, back up onto her feet. Ailish Considine with the free, ready and willing to put 6 points between the sides if she angles this one over. We're very early doors in the second half, just 3 minutes gone. Has it got the legs to make it? It's got the legs, but the accuracy, sadly from Ailish's perspective, was missing as that one tailed to the left hand side. It went wide. Kilmihil 2-6, the Banner 7 points. Kick out to come from Emma O'Driscoll. Well intercepted too it was by Emer Considine on that occasion. Ginny Kelly and Considine linking up once more. She'll try and just create the space, just shrugging off the challenge back onto the left foot. Ailish Considine it was with that left boot as she swung it over the bar. Herself and Ginny Kelly linking up. The free went to Roy, the one from play didn't. Ailish Considine with the left peg. It's now a 6 point lead, 2-7 to 7 points. The challengers really driving on here, James.
Yeah, definitely. And a trademark Ailish score off her left foot, and did really well after losing, after missing that free. And again, the Banner have failed to win a kick out, and Niamh O'Dea looks to be heavily injured on the ground. And if that's the case, the Banner are going to be in seriously real trouble.
Yeah, Niamh, we had said that there was that little bit of a doubt about her coming in, and even in her preview interview that she did with Owen Maloney in the Clare Champion, she had kind of said that she wasn't really sure if she was going to make it or not, but she does look to be in just a little bit of distress at the moment. 2-7 to 7 points is what it says on the scoreboard, and Niamh O'Dea in real trouble just at the moment. Hopefully from her perspective and for the game as well, you always want to see the best players play the game. Coming out to check in her there is a long-time club mate and former county teammate as well in Niamh Keane. Still seems to be a bit of a debate going on in terms of what the actual scoreline is. We had it 1 point less from a Kilmihil point of view, but we're told the referee and his team of officials had an extra one on the board. So let's hope it doesn't boil down to that doesn't become the talking point at the end of the game. But at the moment, Kilmihil very much in the ascendancy, 2-7 to 7 points. And this, James, as much as anything else, probably isn't a position that the Banner would have found themselves in recent times. So it'll be interesting to see how they react. We'll stay with the play for the moment as Canlan comes in and slots it over. Katrina Canlan picks up the break. The lead stretches even further. Kilmihil 2-8, the Banner 7 points. Katrina Canlan, quick as a flash, onto the break to slot it over. And I mean, I can't remember, James, the last time, certainly within the county, that the Banner were in a position like this.
No. It's probably been a long time now. Having said that, Kilmihil's tactics are absolutely spot on. Ailish's long ball into Emer, broke it down. Katrina was on the break, and a simple score over the bar. The Kilmihil's tactics are very, very simple, but they're being very, very effective, and they seem to be causing the Banner major problems.
Just in terms of the breeze, if you look at the flags on the far side, it seems to just have gone maybe a little bit crossways as well, so maybe that could be a help for the Banner if they're going to try and get back here. Niamh Keane doing her best to try and do just that into the centre. She comes, but again, ball ripped off her by Ellie O'Gorman, who shipped a heavy tackle as well in doing so. She has really led from the back, a proper captain's role from Ellie.
To be fair, she's definitely gotten top of Niamh Keane, for most of the game, and she's carried ball out. She seems to be seriously hurt. It will take a lot for Ellie to be on the ground, and I'd say kind of innocuously, Niamh fell on top of her, after she took the ball off Niamh, and hopefully Ellie will be okay.
Yeah, she's made it tough stuff, there's no doubt about that, from down around the Ballyduneen direction there, just outside Kilmihil. Ellie O'Gorman, the Kilmihil captain, as we mentioned. Niamh Keane back up onto her feet. Niamh O'Dea looks to have resumed her place as well, but we can see that left knee is certainly heavily strapped, so I mean there's obviously an issue there, but she seems to be able to resume her place. Dervla Higgins alongside her, and thankfully as well Ellie O'Gorman back to her feet, and she is picking up Niamh Keane out there. Michaela Glynn with the kick out, drops it long out to the middle of the park, just went beyond the arms there of Laura Egan. Gets it backed up and driving forward. Kilmihil again really taking the challenge at every single opportunity. Egan taking it forward again. Now needs someone to come off the shoulder. She's got that someone inside. Coughlin coming through. Coughlin takes the shot and it's well blocked outside, but was that a foot block? That's what he's calling for, and there's a few in the stand here calling for it as well, but the upshot of it all is it's gone behind for a 45. Big calls for a foot block being called there, but Ailish Considine will line up to hit the 45. But again, James, indicators of that Kilmihil forward line when they get moving, it's not just the straight running, it's the angled off the shoulder that's opening up defences.
Yeah, no, and it was Laura Egan that time. She cut through, and they seem to be mixing their game very well, in that they're running the ball, but they're also letting the ball in long. And Laura, she's a fabulous athlete. She cut through, created a chance for Ciara Coughlin, but luckily for the Banner, one of their defenders got a block, and it's now out for a 45.
So Eilish Constantine kicking with the aid of the breeze as she comes to hit this off the ground. Let's see how it's going to go. She's got enough purchase on it to get it in around the danger zone, and it's there. Emer goes up for it, tries to field it down. Referee indicates that that's going to be a free in, and it looked pretty close. Penalty, I think. Yeah, it certainly looked as if it was pretty close to the danger zone, and he has given the penalty. Yeah. So a big moment to come in this game. I don't think many people around us have realised that he has given the penalty, but it's a chance for Kilmihil to slot a third goal. Now it's starting to dawn on people, I think, that it's a penalty for Kilmihil. And pretty much clear cut, you have to say. Emer was fouled when she came to ground. Maybe a little bit more clear cut than the one that went before it in the intermediate game as well. But it's going to be a penalty for Kilmihil if they slot this. A massive moment in the game. Becky Mahan is the one that looks to have taken responsibility of it. We'll see how just big a moment in the game it is once the kick is taken. It's Becky Mahan versus Emma O'Driscoll. We have got 9 minutes played, second half. Kilmihil leading 2-8 to 7 points. Going for their fourth attempt at taking down the Banner in a Clare Ladies Senior Football Final. Becky Mahan making the final preparations, taking on Emma O'Driscoll. Let's see. Goal! Slots it comfortably to the bottom right hand corner. Sent Emma O'Driscoll the wrong way. Kilmihil 3 goals and 8. Banner Ladies 7 points. We are on the brink, it would seem, James, with 20 minutes to go, of something of an upset.
Definitely so, Derek. 10 points, 20 minutes to go. The Banner are going to be a phenomenal team if they can get themselves out of this hole. They're on the attack straight away now with Ciara Corbett, but it's going to take a lot. And I just hope Kilmihil don't go back into their shell and they continue to play the way they played the first 40 minutes of this game.
Naomi Carroll on the ball. The Banner are going to need the green ones to get themselves out of this hole. There's no question or doubt about that, and they're trying to do that at the moment with Eve Keane. Back around to Carroll, it comes again, but she's being hounded outside. Elena Holland sticking to her like glue. Back it comes to Niamh Keane again. Backtracking there is Maria Keane, still in possession though. Keane trying to bring the ball into the tackle, gets back, no space. Back it comes to the 45 metre line. Eva O'D outside now to Ciara Corbett. Corbett trying to pop this little pass outside to Rebecca Doohan. In it comes again. Corbett looping around to Louise Henchy. Takes the hop, just waiting for the opening to come. Kilmihil really composed and controlled and disciplined defending as well. Niamh Keane forced into shooting the ball, and who's there to pick it up? It's Ellie O'Gorman, the captain. Will she be lifting the trophy at the end of this game? At the moment they're very much on track to do just that. You really have to be so impressed with how disciplined Kilmihil have been in the tackle. I mean, certainly in the scoring area, James, they've been really disciplined, really controlled and composed, and forcing the Banner into, what we'll call those self-made mistakes.
And that's it exactly, and the Banner were running down cul-de-sacs there, and Niamh Keane probably didn't really have too much of a choice because there was nobody running off for her, to take that shot. But in fairness, Kilmihil had 11 players behind the ball and really frustrated the Banner again, and they're gone back up into their forward shape again.
3-8 to 7 points is quite a healthy lead as we move in towards the 11th minute here of the second half. Down along the line it goes again. Kilmihil not even content to just try and sit back and protect this lead. They want to build on it once more. Laura Egan on that occasion making the break in towards Emer Constantine. She's been fouled again, and it's really now at this stage a case of Kilmihil almost starting to control the game. You can see what they're doing. Emer taking the ball into the tackle. Laura Egan has been brilliant at midfield, punching those holes, and it's amazing that the Banner haven't found some way to try and block them.
No, definitely not, Derek. And again, Kilmihil are taking their time. This is probably Eilish's fourth free the second half. And they're making sure that they're taking time off the clock, but at the same time, they're putting the scores on the scoreboard and really frustrating the Banner.
Eilish Constantine with the free just on beyond the 20 metre line. Left hand side of the goal. She'll try and curl this one with the breeze in, but there wasn't just enough whip on it to get it back inside the post. It goes out to the right hand side and it goes wide. So it remains at the moment Kilmihil 3 goals and 8. The Banner 7 points as the kick out comes from Emma O'Driscoll, trying to work it short, trying to keep the possession. Eva O'D shipping a big challenge there, and some of the Banner players now just a little bit upset with that, shall we say, as they go out to have a chat with John McDonough. I mean, at this stage, James, do you push up if you're the Banner and go all out? I mean, a 15-point loss is the same as 10.
Yeah, no, and I've just noticed they're after bringing in Aoibhinn Malone. Aoibhinn's from Corofin. She's a very good target player. So I can see the Banner now will probably go a bit more direct with the ball rather than trying to run it, and see if they can get some players playing off Aoibhinn, because Niamh O'Dea is still out around the middle, and so is Niamh Keane, and the closest player to Aoibhinn at the moment is Grania Nolan, as Emma Driscoll is coming back out with the ball.
Yeah, all this work is starting back on their own 20-metre line, and Louise Hinchy is the one trying to bring that ball forward. They're going to need those goals, as we mentioned. Now, they're hugely experienced, obviously, managing tight situations, but I don't think they've ever been in the trenches like this in this phenomenal run of 8 senior championships. Kilmihil playing like a team that were certainly hurt and stung by what has passed in those 3 finals. Last year, of course, was quite a heavy defeat for them as well, but they are looking to make up for that this year, no question or doubt about it. Ciara Coughlin on the ball, and she's just trying to get the support play coming. It comes Maria Keane, big high ball in, but just snatched at it a little bit, and those are just those little kind of moments of composure that you just need to maybe take that extra hand pass, James, get to the scoring zone and hurt them even more on the board.
That's it, but I suppose at the same time Kilmihil will be relatively happy, because even though they're not scoring on the scoreboard, neither are the Banner.
Yeah, well, that's a manager's way of looking at it. There's a big smile across his face. That's James Murray, of course, Clare Ladies manager, giving us his thoughts here in this game. Naomi Carroll coming through with that white headband, just looking for the support player to come. It comes Grania Nolan now. Here comes the danger player. She's pulled back. That's going to be a free in, and maybe John McDonough will allow that to be taken quickly. And we've seen it on so many occasions. Dervla Higgins turning it over, and that's brilliant play from the Kilmihil defence. The quick free taken, looking for Niamh O'Dea inside, but Dervla Higgins stuck to her like glue, turned it over, and we've seen that, James, on a couple of occasions. Those quick frees from the Banner, kind of uncharacteristically rushed.
And definitely, Derek, and all those things that Kilmihil needed to go right seem to be going right from, because that's, as you said, 3 or 4 times the Banner have tried to take quick frees in it. It hasn't worked for them.
And on this occasion, it was Dervla Higgins, a fantastic interception, and not alone that, but creating the opportunity as well to clear her lines. 3-8 to 7 points. It's Kilmihil leading. We are exactly midway through the second half. We're into the final quarter of the game as Grania Nolan storms up towards the 20-metre line, in towards Niamh O'Dea. Ball didn't go to hand at first. It does now. She's pulled back. That's going to be a free. She takes it quick, but it's not going to stand. Referee John McDonough putting it back, saying the free wasn't taken from the correct position. You can see that there's a bit of urgency now starting to come in that Banner attack, James. They're starting to realise, I guess, that this game is starting to slip.
Yeah, no, their backs are to the wall, and you can see the level of frustration there. Even though Niamh tried to take the quick free and bang it to the net, she knew the referee wouldn't allow it, and there is a level of frustration, and for this attack, she's probably only going to get a score when it's it's green flags they really need at this stage.
So she'll reset and take the free slightly, as you can see, to the right hand side of the goal. Now she takes it short in towards Naomi Carroll, trying to work that opening. Niamh O'Dea back around on the loop, goes to ground. Referee not interested. Aoibhinn Malone gives it back to Niamh Keane again, and now they're suddenly 20 yards further out than when the free was taken. Grania Nolan now under pressure, being pushed all the way back. She's almost back now on the 45-metre line. Kilmihil defence really pushing out. Laura Egan on Grania Nolan. She's been fouled once more, and you really have to question, James, these short frees. I mean, if she'd pop the point, win the kick out, keep the pressure on, I mean, they're experienced enough to know that.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, I wouldn't be for giving out to Niamh or Grania, because from a Clare perspective, I know that they've done that with short frees and got goals in games. But to be fair, Kilmihil were well aware to the fact of the short free, and nearly turned the Banner over, but from the Banner's perspective, Grania's after kicking the score to bring it back down to a 9-point game.
Yeah, 3-8 to 8 points is how it stands. Those goals are the difference. Emer Considine, Ciara Coughlin, and the penalty goal from Becky Mahan as well. As we mentioned, Becky, she gives it out here now towards Jenny Kelly into Eilish Considine, and you can see clearly there she was fouled again by Clare Hare. And I mean, when you have this kind of a lead, James, it's just a point or two, you'd imagine, is all Kilmihil need further now to clinch this one.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. And they're being very, very good in the way they're playing. They're getting their kickouts. They're playing off the shoulder ball. And they're finding the runners. And again, Eilish, probably for maybe the 6th or 7th time in this half, has a chance to extend their lead again.
Eilish Constantine lining up to take this free. She's exactly midway between the 45 and 20 metre line, kicking in to the goal away from the car park end here in Shanahan McNamara Park, just settling down to take it. Breeze at her back as she does, makes no mistake, goes directly over the black spot. Kilmihil stretched that lead back out to double digits. It's Kilmihil 3 goals and 9. It's the Banner 8 points, and we have 17 and a half minutes on the clock. The Banner now really in that dogfight, having to try and eke out those goal chances. You'd imagine they're going to have to catch the kitchen sink, pelted at Kilmihil, and see will it come back at them again. Grania Nolan's going to be a key figure if they're going to do that, but up until now she has been well marshalled out on that far side by Kate Coughlin. A lovely little hand pass inside now to Aveen Malone. Looking across, Niamh O'Dea and Eva O'Dea, the O'Dea sisters from Kilfenora, are there as well. Their dad JJ and brother Cian are on the sideline, but it's Leigh Gorman once more who turns it over. Maria Keane is back there to help out, and Ellie nice and composed, the school teacher of course based up in Dublin. She goes down along that far touchline. The captain really leading by example now as she plays that ball inside. Emer Considine takes it on, and she's starting to stride forward. Just needs someone to come and support. Takes the challenge, takes the contact, turns onto the left boot. This one hasn't got the distance though, but the referee is going to bring it back. Clever played, the advantage was there. Good refereeing as well, allowed the advantage to accrue. There was none forthcoming. It'll be another free. It'll be Eilish to take it, and again very controlled and composed.
Yeah, and as the Banner push forward, there seems to be more gaps appearing in the Banner defence. And Ellie O'Gorman played the ball up to Emer Considine on the wing, and she went inside Niamh Kavanagh, and that's exactly what Kilmihil want. They're probably not playing 13-14 men behind the ball, but they're playing a lot deeper and running into the space, and again Eilish has another opportunity to put the ball over the bar.
So Eilish Considine again in a similar position, just somewhere far of the 20 metre line, left hand side of the goal. She'll try and bend this one right to left. Breeze at her back as she does. Closing in on the final 10 minutes of the game. Here comes Eilish Considine. This one has been measured to absolute perfection, and Kilmihil are now stretching clear. It's 3 goals and 10 to 8 points. It's a result and a scoreline that not too many people predicted in terms of this outcome, and we won't name names in that either, so we won't, or indeed anything that was said in the paper during the week in terms of how this game might pan out. Sometimes you get those upsets. We've had a very, very busy weekend of GA that has largely gone to plan, but certainly Kilmihil about to turn the apple cart. There's no question or doubt about that. Niamh Kavanagh will try and maybe provide that spark that can maybe turn this over in the last 10 minutes, but it's very, very hard to see at this point. Grania Nolan foul, takes the free quickly. Now Laurie Ryan, she's going to have to storm into the game if the Banner are going to do anything. If ever there was a woman that can strike for a crucial goal, it's her. Nolan, great save, fantastic save, but it's gone in. No, the referee is awarding a square ball. Fantastic save, Michaela Glynn. There's no doubt, but Sinan and Carmel will be proud of that one. The rebound was finished to the net by Clare Hare, but the umpire has gone in. Referee going in. I think he indicated that the ball indeed was a square ball. Yeah, he's given the free out for a square ball. What a save from young Michaela Glynn. As Grania Nolan went in, what a fabulous save that was. We saw a brilliant performance from Caelan Morrissey in the intermediate game, picked up the player of the match accolade as well, and rightly so, the Cura Clare goalkeeper. And Michaela Glynn, James, fabulous save.
Yeah, excellent save. Michaela's on the county panel, and she made an excellent save, and she's after hitting an excellent kick out towards Jenny Kelly now, but Eva O'Dea's after turning it over, and things like that need to go your way, and it seems as if Kilmihil's name is on the trophy now at even with 10 minutes to go.
Niamh O'Dea, and what a fabulous block that was by Ellie O'Gorman. Really put her body on the line to block that away from her county teammate. And there's another substitution made there as well for Kilmihil. I see Edel McMahon is in, another of the rugby contingent, recently signed for Wasps Ladies in London as well, and the nickname, we're told, is Tricky, so we can let you work out that one yourself. Edel McMahon on the field, and what an asset to bring in the final 10 minutes of this game. Laurie Ryan trying to fight her way through. She's won the free, but it's all getting a little bit panicky now. There's 21 and a half minutes played. Kilmihil leading by 3-10 to 8 points here in Shanahan McNamara Park. Niamh O'Dea has the ball. They're going to have to try and conjure up something special. She's hardly going to go for it from here. She's facing into the breeze. She'll surely just try and tap this one over. That's exactly what she does. Niamh O'Dea curls it towards the post, and it's gone wide. Well, 20 metres out, no one in front of her. Niamh O'Dea with a free. You'd have put your house on it, James.
Yeah, definitely. And as I said earlier, Derek, everything seems to be going right for Kilmihil, and nothing the Banner are doing is going right for them. And it's going to take a miracle now for the Banner to try and get themselves out of this hole.
I think that famous chant of Glory Kilmihil could be ringing out, not just in Dunbeg but right throughout the townlands of Kilmihil and down along the main street and Church Street and every other street that's there as well, if they hold on to this one. What a massive win it would be. They still have time to see out though. They still have about 7 minutes plus the additional time to see, but they're doing so with a healthy advantage at the moment. Trying to burst forward there was the Sarah Nikellig, I think, has been introduced now for the banner as well. She was named to start but didn't. Rebecca Doohan took her place, and it's going to be a free in for them once more. All just gone a little bit dead at the moment. John McDonough, I think, is addressing some of the management over on the far side as well, just telling them that their place is out behind the white line and his is inside the four ones. Here we come with Grania Nolan. Will she opt to pop it, or is she going to hit it towards the crossbar? She's like a woman that's just settling down to pop this one over. Is Grania Nolan, and she'll try and do just that, and this one goes between the posts where it should. It's back once more. Kilmihil 3-10, the banner 9 points, but I think even at this stage it looks like a banner team, James, that have kind of realised their fate.
Yeah, that's it. And, you know, they don't seem to be putting a whole pile of pressure on Michaela Glenn's kickouts. And, you know, she got a nice handy one off TDL McMahon there. And the ball has gone up the pitch again, and Kilmihil are on the attack. But, you know, Sinead O'Keefe's after intercepting the ball. And Niamh Kavanagh is coming out with the banner are going to need goals. But they're making awful, very silly mistakes. Just like that one there, Niamh Kavanagh not soling the ball properly. And Jenny Kelly's on the attack.
Jenny Kelly laying it off to Eilish Constantine. Will she provide the ultimate punishment with a score? That's a fabulous kick. Eilish Constantine turning back onto the left boot and sending it between the posts. A score of real quality, but again all made by just that little bit of lax defending by the banner, but also the work rate of Jenny Kelly to force Niamh Kavanagh into the turnover. 3-11 for Kilmihil, 9 points for the banner, and what has been an unbelievable performance from Kilmihil, no question or doubt about that. Right from the off, James, they set out their stall and probably have never looked in trouble.
No, and as I said earlier, Derek, as long as they didn't concede goals, they were going to win the game. And, you know, to be fair, bar that half a chance that Clare had or fisted it into the net, you know, the banner have never looked like scoring a goal, and, you know, that's why Kilmihil are 11 points up at the moment.
11 points up, and looking at the clock, we have just 5.5 minutes left to play, plus whatever additional time will be added on by the match official. John McDonough is our match official here this afternoon, and our commentary sponsors, of course, are the credit unions of Clare, Innislimon and District, Kilrush and St Francis as well. We thank them for their sponsorship of this afternoon's broadcast. This double hitter here from Shanahan McNamara Park in Dunbeg, where the intermediate champions were Cura Clare, and it looks as if that the senior title is also heading to West Clare as well, to the parish of Kilmihil. Very much deserved, you have to say, as well. And the referee happy enough now just to let play continue. Just treatment there for one of the Kilmihil girls, but they won't be long getting back up with that kind of a lead at the moment. An 11-point lead for them, 3-11 to 9. And all this is doing is just killing momentum, killing the clock, killing the play. And Edel McMahon wins the break there from her international rugby teammate Emer Constantine, and she's just turned over there. Emer Keane turned over by Niamh O'Dea, and that's going to be a free. And I think, judging by the tackle there as well, I think John McDonough is going to have a little chat with the vastly experienced Maria Keane at the moment. Let's just see, is she destined to spend the last 10 minutes sitting watching it? Yeah, it looked that way from the tackle. So Maria Keane off to the sin bin. Kilmihil will finish with 14 because we've only got 4 or thereabouts left plus the additional time. Maybe it was too late for the banner to take any great real advantage of that, but Laurie Ryan won't give up the ghost. What a battler she has been for both club and county. Turning back, giving it to Aoibhinn Malone across to Naomi Carroll, gets the hand on that. The former international hockey player as well gets that back around and still trying to battle away there, but who's there? Only Eilish Constantine. I don't think there's any dispute as to who the player of the match accolade will be going to once John McDonough's full-time whistle blows. The person on the ball at the moment is certainly a contender as well in the form of Dervla Higgins. She's done a fabulous job in that Kilmihil full back line, but Eilish has kicked score after score, and now back on her own 45-metre line, working and harassing and providing the outlet there for that ball to come back from Becky Mahan. But as I say that, kicks it away to the danger woman Niamh O'Dea, gliding past Dervla Higgins for probably the first and only time, pulled down to the ground right on the 20-metre line by Eilish Constantine of all people as well. And I think John McDonough maybe is going to have another little bit of homework to do in his notebook. It's going to be a free in for Niamh O'Dea. Probably just all a little bit too little too late, James. 3 minutes on the clock plus the additional time. It's an 11-point lead. I think results probably done and dusted.
Yeah, no, it's done and dusted, and at this stage, the banner, it's more about an individual, individual brilliance that they're trying to break, Kilmihil down, because they don't seem to kind of have an idea of what they're doing. Whether it's Naomi Carroll trying to break through, or Niamh Dee making a 35 or 40 yard run, and now she just tips this ball over the bar, and it's only putting a small bit of a gloss on the scoreboard from the banner's perspective.
Yeah, 3-11 to 10 points is what's on the board at the moment, and we are entering the final minute of action. 27 and a half minutes played so far, so we've got 2.5 plus the additional time to go. Michaela Glynn in the Kilmihil goal, a nice little pop kick out there. As James mentioned, the banner really have kind of just given up the ghost in terms of putting on that press, as Eilish Considine now returns the favour back to Michaela again. Up to the 20 metre line she comes, plays it across towards Dervla Higgins, and she's got all the time in the world to look up, get past the challenge of Eva O'G. But the pass out, Rebecca Doohan did well to read that one, got in, give it to Clare Heher. Back now to Niamh Keane, and coming off her shoulder is Louise Woods. Niamh Keane though still barrelling through, still trying to get that ball off, and gets it outside to Aoibhinn Malone. Those red gloves coming in along into Laurie Ryan. She'll put the head down and go for goal. Laurie just having to go wide though. What pressure being put on there by the Kilmihil defence, and controlled and composed pressure, not giving away the free. Niamh Keane, she's got plenty of company out there, but they're going to have to try and work it closer to the goal. Back it goes now to Rebecca Doohan. Louise Henchy trying to just arrow it through, trying to angle it through inside there, but again the Kilmihil defence and Laurie Egan standing firm and doing it comfortably and doing it really, really composed. They look like the team that have amassed those 8 titles in a row. There's a real maturity about this display, no question about that. Fouled once more, and it's been so well controlled, James, in these last 15 minutes.
Yeah, unbelievably so. And to be fair to Kilmihil, they've never looked in any trouble. They've played very composed football, and it's the banner that have been doing everything rushed. Even we'll say from their kickouts, to the way they've actually worked the ball out, very composed. And they deserved their win, but I suppose nobody saw probably a 10-point plus victory coming. And again, Emer Considine, who'll be possibly in line for player of the match. Hey, it's after putting 11 points between the scores again.
Yeah, it's probably going to be between the two Considine sisters, I think, in terms of picking a player of the match. Emer and Eilish have been outstanding. Brilliant displays as well, it has to be said, in the middle of the park by Laurie Egan and Jenny Kelly, and Ellie O'Gorman and Dervla Higgins outstanding in those central defensive positions as well. But as we mentioned, her Eilish Considine, will she have a pop from distance? No, tries to tread that one through, and it's well worked inside, pulled down to the ground. That's going to be a second penalty without a question of a doubt, and a chance to really put a gloss on this scoreline. 3-12 Kilmihil, 10 points for the banner, and it just shows the composure again once more, James. Really good composure there from Eilish. The chance was on to have a pop with the outside the boot, but threaded the pass through, and it's led to another penalty.
Yeah, and it was her pass in the first half that put Kilmihil on the way with a passing teamer, for Ciara Coughlin to finish to the net. And to be fair to Kilmihil, they've been very, very measured in everything that they've done. They've mixed their game very well by running the ball, but also putting those long deliveries in, and it's created another penalty and a chance for Becky to get her second goal of the game.
Becky Mahan versus Emma O'Driscoll, part 2. Let's see. Saved this time by O'Driscoll, really good save down to her right hand side, and does well to gather it and clear it away. It was to the right hand side she went the last time, this one went to the left, but in fairness to Emma O'Driscoll, a more experienced goalkeeper in Clare, you will not find she did really, really well, James, to get down really, really quickly and got that one away.
Yeah, exactly that. And I suppose, at this late stage, Derek, if we looked at the scoreboard, and you said this was going to be the score, before today, there was only ever going to be, one team that you would have predicted, and that would have been the banner. To be fair to Kilmihil, they've been very, very good. People probably would have expected them, if they were to win the game, maybe to win it by 2 or 3 points. But the manner, in which they've done it, as you said, they look like the team that are going for 9 in a row, not the banner.
We are 2 minutes into the injury time period, and we could be about to add to the scoreboard as the last score of the game is about to come, and this one, it goes to the right and it goes wide. It won't matter much in terms of the overall context of the game. Referee holding up the hand, I think he indicated 4 minutes of additional time to be played, and we are almost 2 into that now at the moment. Substitute coming on there for the Banner as well. Karen Galvin making her entrance for the Banner, and she'll be up around the forward line there. But the referee again, the kick out, just a little bit too much pressure coming on, and it'll be I think another bit of a talking to, I think, for one of the players there. It won't matter too much. I know we spoke about it before the game, James, and you kind of said you felt it wasn't really a factor, but do the Banner look like a team that hit this final a little cold?
No, not necessarily, Derek, because if you look at the result, of their semi-final, they beat Bearfield 2-14 to 4 points. I just think maybe there was probably a level of complacency, because to be fair, if you had watched the other semi-final, you wouldn't have taken much from Kilmihil's performance against Whistler Gales. They struggled in large parts, to put Whistler Gales away. But to be fair to Kilmihil, over the last month, they seem to have worked very hard. They've upped their intensity, and they seem to be taking their chances an awful lot more today than what they did a month ago.
Yeah, no question at all about that. We were here that night that they played Whistler Gales and would agree with all that. There's been a marked improvement in Kilmihil, no question about that. And Edel McMahon, one of those that's been central as well to what they've done in the last couple of years. It's been a good year as well for Jenny Kelly. She plays it inside once more towards Coughlin, and she's going to bear down on goal again, and we're going to get a final score here. Well held up though, it has to be said. Back around to Kelly again. She'll try and make the space for the shot, gets it away. Emma O'Driscoll claws that one away from under the crossbar, and it's Clare Heher who picks up the break. We're looking at the clock, 33 and a half minutes played. The full-time whistle blows, and it's Kilmihil who are the Clare Ladies Senior Football Champions on a full-time score. Kilmihil 3 goals and 12. The Banner 10 points. The Banner's unbeaten run comes to an end. 8 in a row is what it'll stand at. Kilmihil denied them the 9. Unbridled joy that was probably evident from about maybe 20 minutes ago or thereabouts, James. Very much deserving victors, no doubt about that. Kilmihil will be rocking tonight.
Yeah, no, most definitely, Derek. I suppose, from my perspective, and, not take anything away from their performance, I just hope that those set of girls, would stay at it and, try and, push on again and maybe, win a second title. What you wouldn't like to see is that, that panel of players may be decimated. I know they've had a couple of girls from Kilmihil, and, you'd like to see Ailish and Emer, play again to make sure that they'd rattle the banner and, make sure that the championship is, competitive again next year. I just hope it's not a 1-year wonder, because, they've struggled hard over the last 3 or 4 years now, and they need to, I suppose, celebrating today. They need to, when everything settles down, and when they look at things again in January, they need to make sure that they're going to back today up.
Absolutely. Just a word for the Banner. I mean, 8 in a row, an incredible achievement. Obviously, they've been brilliant champions, both from a county and a provincial, and they'll be back.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And there's days where you have off days, and today was certainly the day for the Banner. They probably didn't bring the level of intensity, the want and the will and the desire that Kilmihil brought, and that happens when you win 8 titles in a row, and when you've won 10 10 of the last 12 titles, and take nothing away from the Banner. They'll be back. They'll be hurting tonight. They'll hurt for the next week or so. But when they sit down next year, they won't be taking anything for granted. They'll be training an awful lot harder and making sure that they regain the crown that probably over the last number of years, has made them the standout team in Clare football.
Absolutely, James. Thanks so much for your contribution to us here across the afternoon, both in the intermediate and senior finals, as well as we wrap up here in Dunbeg. The presentation is going to get underway. Kilmihil captain Ellie O'Gorman will come up to collect the trophy. I'd imagine it'll be at Considine. I won't say which one, but it'll probably be at Considine that picks up the player of the match award, either Emer or Ailish. I would imagine Ellie O'Gorman in the running as well. Full-time score here in Dunbeg. It's Kilmihil 3 goals and 12. The Banner 10 points. Thanks to all the crew on camera and sound across the afternoon as well. It's been a fabulous day for Clare Ladies Football. Clare intermediate champions. Kilmihil are the senior champions as well. Loads of reaction and colour as well in Thursday's Clare champion. We'll talk to you then. Thanks very much indeed for tuning in.